1-0 Tigers. Joe Foley with the original goal 1 minute into the game. Since then, Episcopal High School has played well. They've had their chances. The Tigers have not really had another chance.
Good news, folks. Woody Scruggs is back out on the pitch. He's spotted the right back position with the rest of the starters here for the second.
And here we go. 45 minutes to play. Can the Tigers hold on to their 1-0 lead? They start by passing the ball up the right-hand side to Jimmy King. Tigers going right to left across your radio dial. This is Greg Jacobs with Pete Cashwell as we just begin the second half. Tigers against the big rivals, Episcopal High School. Be a day to remember if they can hold on to this lead or build on it. Woody Scruggs throws the ball in, gets it to Foley. Everybody going a different direction. I'm having to reset my sights as Foley leaves the ball for Stager. Stager's pass is back to Peak, but then is intercepted by Sabisi. Sabisi, the Zimbabwean, leads an attack across the field. He gets Maison. Maison twirls, 360-degree twirl, and he's dispossessed by Jimmy King. Jimmy King tries to get Bradley Stager up, and instead it's cleared by Episcopal. Throw in to Woodbury Forest.
Real decisive moves here in the early going of the second half. Woodbury still clinging to a 1-0 lead. They'll launch the ball back in, and the Tigers will try and develop something on the right-hand side.
Joe Foley beats two guys, has a pass to give to King, and instead it's going to be deflected out of bounds, but it went off Foley. Throw in to Episcopal. Throw in goes to Sabisi, and then it's going to be up for Maison. Maison let it ride, but there was nobody behind him, and Scruggs is going to clear, but only as far as Rue. Rue at the top of the D. He intercepted that pass. He works himself free. It's on his left foot. He passes it to the center, but alert to the danger was Woody Scruggs. A long, prayerful attempt by Edward Wickham, the defenseman, and that ball's over the goal. Goal kick to the Tigers.
Rue displaying that speed we saw in the first half, and Graham Tyler respecting that, hustling down with it. Rue tried a heel touch to hold the ball back, and Tyler almost lost his man, but fortunately Thomas Lee was there making sure nothing went awry, and the ball had to be kicked back.
I'm loving Thomas Lee's outfit. The rainbow with the helmet is just is making me love it. Rue is going to be 1-on-2, but he's not going to win that. Zach Merritt, it's going to be a high boot. Zach Merritt contacted the ball cleanly, but his boot was way up high, and it's going to be a free kick to Episcopal. That's going to be, they keep moving it up and up and up and up and up. It's going to be about, call it 40 yards from goal. To be taken by Ashley Sabisi, the junior.
See a number of guys standing on the 18 now. I can see George Kalema standing on the far side, and Episcopal's got just about everybody else inside the circle.
So Sabisi puts it up there. It's headed away, and it's kicked away by Graham Tyler. Clearance is only as far as Josh Simchek. Simchek is intercepted, and it's going to be Edo Douglas down the left-hand side. Douglas tries to go by Sabisi. He can't, but Sabisi's clearance goes to Joe Foley. Tigers are on the attack now. Nolan Day goes far side for Jimmy King. Nice all the way across the field pass. Jimmy King collects. He's down in the corner. Can he get a cross in? He can. Here's Joe Foley. No, it's on the head of Stager. But it's going to be collected by Simpson. Stager's header went down to the ground. It almost bounced over Simpson, but Simpson got it.
Wow, tough play there. I thought Nolan Day might have hit it a little too hard for Jimmy King to get it, but he launched a beautiful cross that Joe Foley couldn't quite get.
Now Maison is battling in the box against Graham Tyler. Graham Tyler just bodied Maison off the ball, and Thomas Lee collects.
Yeah, no throwing of arms, nothing illegal, but he just sort of established his presence in front of that ball and said, right, come get it. And it just isn't going to happen for a freshman against Graham Tyler.
End action, 3 minutes into the second half, and it is still 1-0 Tigers on the Joe Foley first-minute goal of the day. Tigers will win a throw far side deep in the offensive attacking zone.
You see Edo Douglas now, the left footer, setting up at the left midfield position. He was one of the guys who got ahead on that ball that just came across. But not again.
Well, Jimmy King tried the left-footed cross this time, but it went straight to the goalkeeper. Tigers are coached by Mr. Len Mills, the head coach. He is assisted by, among others, he's assisted by Frank Tallman, and he's assisted by Stephen Sanford. I always forget his last name. I got it written right down here because he's from the community and he's not on faculty. I know him, Stephen Sanford.
And here we've got another ball down the side here. That is Wanda Kalema taking the ball down the offensive left from the maroon, but that's broken up by Woody Scruggs.
And Sabisi throws it into Maison. Maison is battling Justin Park, And Maison actually gets the better of that as he clears into the box. He's going to center it. Oh, he just missed his centering pass. But here comes one of the Episcopal forwards. It's passed back to Wickham. Wickham's shot is offside. Wickham's shot ended up being a pass. It was deflected in by Rue, but Rue was offside.
That was a close one, and Rue got a good contact on that. It was slightly off of the mark. But had he gotten that into the position he was aiming, Thomas Lee could have done nothing about it. Unfortunately, the offsides call doesn't allow for any kind of connection here. And now we're seeing the official calling some sort of disruption. I'm not sure what was slowing us down there.
Not sure. It's an offside call, not a goal kick, but doesn't matter. It's placed in the same spot in this position. Thomas Lee kicks. Yeah, Stephen Sanford is an assistant coach. Since I got his last name wrong for the moment, I'll tell you a little about him. He's a local guy, and the students love him. He just contacted the school and said, "Hey, would you like me to coach with you?" And we said, "Yeah, absolutely." He's a former college soccer player, good player. I've seen him play a little bit during the practice, and the guys love him. He's been very dedicated to the team. Came all the way up to St. Albans last week, and we appreciate his help. Now Episcopal High School on the attack, trying on the far side to find Gatan Rue, and no, it's not Rue.
Yeah, that's Kalema again has it, I think.
Yeah, that's Kalema on the far side. He passes it back. It's centered, but Thomas Lee is there to collect. They were aiming for Gatan Rue at the edge of the 6-yard box, but they couldn't get it to him.
Both goalkeepers getting involved early in the second half. Now Woodbury still clinging to a 1-0 lead. Thomas Lee collects that one with a bomb and sends a nice long punt into EHS territory.
Bradley Stagel battling, and he tries to get the ball to Joe Foley. Joe Foley is going to collect. He flips it up to Stager. Stager heads in. He almost had Joe Foley in with his one-touch header.
Those two anticipate each other so well.
Oh, they do. It's like they've been playing together for years. They're only freshmen. But now here comes on the far side Kalema again, but Graham Tyler clears only as far as Sabisi. Sabisi tries to put Shuma in. Shuma is at the top of the D. He's going left, he's going right, he's going back, he's going forth. He finally passes it off to Rogers, and that was Louis Rogers, the senior from Alexandria, who couldn't get the shot away either, and the Tigers clear. Now Stager is offside.
Man, did you see Graham Tyler defend Shuma? Mm-hmm. That was a remarkable few seconds. Every move Shuma made, Tyler anticipated, got there. He moved left, Graham was there. He moved right, Graham was there. A beautiful bit of one-on-one defending right at the top of the penalty area.
Graham Tyler was Robert E. Lee to Shuma's Grant right there, and he defended very well. Tigers on the ball now. That's Woody Scruggs, who passes across the field. A dangerous pass because it almost was intercepted by Rue, and Rue is not going to get it away from Edo Douglas. Douglas will win the throw.
Boy, that was a close one. We've mentioned Rue's pace a few times, I suspect, already. And every time we see it, we're kind of reminded, oh yeah, he can fly.
Yeah, a lot of speed at the forward position for Episcopal High School, a lot of talent there. Tigers have held them at bay so far because the Tigers' defense has been up to the challenge.
A lot of size also. We haven't mentioned that much, but Woodbury's players are for the most part smaller. They may be equally fast and equally skilled, but not necessarily as large.
Oh, a nice one-touch pass by Edo Douglas, and now Bradley Stager is shouldered off the ball nicely by Luis Garcia del Rio, and the ball is cleared by Episcopal.
And that size coming into effect again there, but Stager, next year he may be big enough to not get shoved off that ball.
Justin Park is beaten to the ball briefly by Kalema. Kalema is going to go outside to the man who was shoved down. It's going to be a foul against Jimmy King. Free kick for Episcopal in a dangerous position, about 25 yards out, centrally located.
King came behind Sabisi on that play, and I didn't see the actual nature of the call. I couldn't tell if it was a push or a trip or anything like that. I thought he had just dispossessed him cleanly. Obviously, the officials disagree, but this free kick is not necessarily something the Tigers are looking forward to.
Who's going to take it? It's going to be Rue. Who's he standing next to? I can't see a number.
Rogers, if I'm not mistaken. Louis Rogers, number 14. One of those gentlemen is going to put the ball into play in just a moment here, once the wall has been established as a 10-yard wall. And the referee marching it off again to clarify that it is a 10-yard wall.
Going to be four-man wall for the Tigers. Will Peak standing just outside the main wall. So is Woody Scruggs. Zach Merritt marking some people on the sideline. and it's going to be Rogers. Rogers with the shot right into the gut of Thomas Lee.
Thomas literally did nothing on that except kneel to field that ball. He did not have to step to either side. He was completely lined up with where that ball came.
So Lee will punt. Tigers avoid the danger. 9 minutes into the second half, Tigers lead 1-0 on the Joe Foley goal in the first minute. Jimmy King on the right-hand side. King puts the ball in for Stager, but a little far. Yeah, King's cross, the last time the Tigers were on the attack, was the best cross of the day, other than the Nolan Day cross that won the goal.
But yeah, the Tigers are going to continue working that right side with Jimmy King as long as possible. And it's not like they can't work the left. Edo Douglas has a terrific left-footed cross of his own.
Episcopal beats Justin Park this time, but there's Graham Tyler to clean up. Tyler dispossessed briefly by Maison, and then Nolan Day cleans it up. Nolan Day passes out to Edo Douglas. Douglas to Will Peak. Will Peak tries to get the ball to Joe Foley. Joe Foley running onto the ball, and a good defensive header at the last minute. Del Rio managed to get the ball back to his goalkeeper.
That was a worrisome play for a second, but I wasn't sure he'd gotten enough velocity on that ball to get it back to the keeper in time. And it looks like EHS has a player down. I believe that's George Mwanda Kalema, but I am not yet sure. And Bradley James is going to come out along with Episcopal's trainer to take a look and see if everything is okay.
So we've got a World Cup style water break. Gives me a chance to tell you about Romeo and Juliet, which will be produced and directed by Brent Surveys. Will be performed here at the end of October, starring Pete Cashwell?
I wouldn't call my role starring.
Okay. You're not playing Romeo.
No, sadly, I am not getting cast as Romeo for this one, but I am playing his dad.
Oh, okay. Well, close enough. One generation removed. It's starring Jared Eng as Romeo, Emily Ray as Juliet, and the featured actor. Folks, if you're an alumnus of the school, you have got to come see this. I am waiting with bated breath to see this show because, as the apothecary, starring Mr. John Reimers.
Yeah, this is a casting coup, the likes of which we have not seen on the Woodbury stage in my time, I'd have to say. Getting Mr. John Reimers to take the role of the apothecary is nothing short of, I think, an electric experience here. We're also, of course, going to have a number of other faculty members, including our new headmaster, Dr. Byron Halsey, who will be serving as the chorus. You will get a chance to see Dr. Matthew Bozen returning to the stage in a small role. You'll see Mr. Ray Smith. Ms. April Berteau from the drama department will be stepping in there, as well as Ms. Barbara Wimble, wife of William Browning in our development office. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, but there are plenty of faculty members and, a couple students too.
Yeah, we don't have the whole cast list up with us, but yes, come see Jared Eng and John Reimers and Emily Ray in Romeo and Juliet, end of October, here at the Bowman Gray Auditorium. We're back to work here in the second half, 12 minutes in. The Tigers lead 1-0 on the first minute Joe Foley goal. Nothing happened since then, except here's Maison. Maison is running onto the ball on the far left-hand side for Episcopal. He's guarded by Tyler. He's got Rue to aim for in the center, but Rue is the smallest of the Episcopal players. He's the one who should be on the ball, not the one trying to head the ball in. I'll say that, and then I'll be proven wrong in a moment here. Will Peak with some good defensive work as Episcopal gets the ball to Rue. Rue gets the ball back to a defender, and a high ball. It's actually some trouble for Thomas Lee as he was looking up into the sun to catch it, but catch it he does, and the Tigers have defended the danger.
Handy cloud bank there obscured the sun a little bit there at the end. He was able to get enough of an angle on it and bring it in without too much trouble.
Good long goal kick by Thomas Lee. He gets the ball to Stager. Stager back to King. King to Foley. Foley to Stager on the right-hand side. He's got two to aim for in the box if he can cross it. He does cross it. It's right for Nolan Day, but at the last minute the ball was cleared away by Episcopal, and Schuma can break away. But no, he can't. Jimmy King just made a 40-yard sprint to make sure that Episcopal could not break 4-on-3. On the near sideline is Edo Douglas. He gets the ball to Nolan Day. His friends chant, "Goal Nolan." Justin Park passes the ball in, and it's deflected out of the Woodbury penalty area to Schuma.
Again, Woodbury starting to develop a little bit more of that one-touch transition game that it's so good at.
Rue takes a tumble, but no foul according to the referee. And the ball's going to be out of bounds, throw to Woodbury. Douglas on the near side. No, it's going to be a throw to Episcopal. Douglas thought he had won that, but he didn't. It's going to be Wickham, the captain, who throws the ball into Rue. Ton Rue is shoved down by Edo Douglas. Yeah, Douglas extended his arms very clearly to put Rue planted on the turf. And it's going to be a free kick to Episcopal. Near sideline, it's a long way out. I mean, 45 yards out.
Into the wind, too, so this may not go as easily as the Maroon would like, but Oliphant's going to give it a shot and put it in play.
He's got a bunch to aim for there because they're down 1-0. It's a good kick. It's going to be headed toward the goal, but it's going to be deflected by, it was deflected, I think, originally by Park, and now Peak takes possession. It's going to be Foley on the ball. He let it run to himself, but then it was deflected by Episcopal High School. Will Peak takes a head to the head, and there's going to be a foul. As that was Louis Rogers. It was not intentional. Louis picked Peak right back up. Will Peak, wearing the captain's armband today, says, no worries, it just hurt. And he's back up running around. He'll be taken by Graham Tyler. Right at midfield is this free kick. He just resets the offense by going over to Scruggs on the right-hand side. Scruggs, who took a knock in the first half and is back on the pitch. Will Peak is dispossessed very nicely. You don't often dispossess Will Peak, but John Henry Oliphant did so, and now Episcopal is off to the races. Trying to get it to Rue. Zach Merritt is running stride for stride with Rue, and he kicks the ball briefly back to Lee, who clears. Wow, good work by Zach Merritt.
Yeah, dangerous play there, dangerous moment, because as they're hustling down the field, Thomas Lee's moving up on the ball, and I was worried that when Merritt tried to touch the ball away from Rue, he would hit it too hard and actually knock it past Lee into the goal. But Thomas timed it beautifully and is able to make that clear.
15 minutes into the second half. Half an hour remaining in today's game. Woodbury Forest 1, Episcopal High School 0. You're listening to the Woodbury Forest Association Football Network. This is Greg Jacobs with Pete Cashwell. It's getting to be a nail-biter here as we get down to crunch time. Squeaky bum time, as they call it. Throw into Episcopal High School. Nolan Day gets a key foot on that, and it's deflected back to Thomas Lee, who collects.
A new man on the left midfield for EHS. That's Preston Laws, the junior from McLean, Virginia, now stepping in his bright yellow shoes.
They all have bright light yellow shoes. They must have the same provider of shoes. Bradley Stager is running down the right-hand side. Does he have the pace to get there at the top of the box? He does not, because Luis Garcia Del Rio had 4 steps ahead of him. But now the ball comes back to Jimmy King as Stager won it. King's pass was for Day. He couldn't get it there, but it's cleared only as far as Peak. Peak, he wants to shoot. He wants to shoot. He does shoot. It is a save, diving save by Patrick Simpson as Peak had the near corner. What a save by Simpson.
Yeah, Simpson did a great job on that one because Will Peak was placing that ball right on the near post. And there was just no room for error on that save, and a great piece of work there by Patrick Simpson.
We haven't had a Joe Foley goal in nigh about an hour here, so I think it's about time that Foley steps up to the plate. I mean, he's only got 4, maybe 5 this year, depending on how you count it.
All right, another change here in personnel as we see Edo Douglas step off at the left side. Left midder now is going to be number 22 for the Tigers. That is Carter Friddle. And I believe we may have also had a shift. Yes, indeed. We have George Mwanda Kalema stepping back on the EHS side of things. So he's back up from that injury earlier.
That's Sabisi on the ball. He's got 2 to aim for in the box. He goes around Scruggs. He gets the ball to Maison. It is Sabisi, not Sablisi, Sabisi. I keep pronouncing that wrong. Who takes the shot, but he was falling down as he took the shot. Not tripped. He just tripped over the grass, and Thomas Lee collects. Lee's punt is going up for Friddle. Friddle runs over the man. But Friddle pushed the man down first. He pushed Wickham down first, and then he fell over Wickham. And Friddle was looking for the free kick, but he's not going to get that.
And now Justin Park has collided with Gaetan Rue at about the 40-yard line. And they're both down at the moment. The foul called on Park, but I don't know if there's any actual injury or if they're just exhausted from having fallen down at this point. Park now rolling over, indicating that he may not want to get up real quick.
Yeah, he's holding his leg, so he wants a substitute right there. He has played one heck of a game today. Justin Park has been the rock of the defense. They've all done great. I told you. I mean, Graham Tyler in the center, Zach Merritt on one side, a combination.
Scruggs, yeah. And Kevin Tracy when Scruggs was hurting out. Park's been just a rock back there, and he is now stretching his muscles, trying to get a kink worked out. But he is going to have to step off for at least the moment. And the Tigers are going to be sending looks like Andy Park coming in to replace Justin. No, excuse me, I beg your pardon. Carter Friddle now is heading off the field as well. What's going on here?
Well, we'll see. I think we're trying to decide what the substitutions are going to be. Justin Park is not off the field yet. Here's the free kick by Episcopal. It goes into the box, and it's headed up, and Thomas Lee just manages to take that. That was Kalema, I think, who got his head on it, and Thomas Lee collected the rainbow header.
I think a little bit of uncertainty as to why that play even got started, as Coach Brett Mills is throwing up his hand saying, look, our trainer's still on the field. How are you starting the game?
Yeah, that's why I didn't notice it at first.
And here comes Andy Park now. Carter Friddle running back on to position now. And,
but that means they're
doing it again.
Yeah, the referee was not allowing that. That goal would not have counted if it had gone in. The bad news about that is that means Episcopal gets another free kick, and they've managed to move the ball up about 15 yards. All right, Edward Wickham on the ball. He puts it into the box, but it just goes over everybody's head to no avail.
Yeah, just missed that one outright.
Am I wrong that they moved the ball up 15 yards?
Seems like it did advance a few during the course of that long time out. Yes, I have to say.
I don't blame them. I mean, if you can get away with it, you do it. But it is now into the 20th minute of the second half. Tigers still lead 1-0. Thomas Lee with the goal kick. He gets it up to Joe Foley. Foley to Stager. Stager juggles a couple times, and he tries to get the ball to Peak, but he can't quite, and it's going to be Kalema who collects. Graham Tyler trips, but he still manages to disrupt the attack. On the ground is Nolan Day. Nolan Day with the slide tackle, effective slide tackle, and then Day is brought down by Rue very hard. That'll earn Rue a booking.
Yeah, that's a yellow card as Day and Rue were, having a little bit of a spat, I guess we can sort of say. They're trying to collect the ball, both of them, and both of them had gone down to the ground and come back up and continued play. But that time, Rue simply ran up behind Day and brought him down.
Yeah, that was preventing an attack, which means it's going to be the yellow. Graham Tyler to take the free kick from midfield. Tigers lead 1-0. Can they hold on here? Going around the outside is Day. He was looking for that ball to land, but it was defended by Episcopal. Episcopal on the attack again until Graham Tyler manages to head that ball down. And now the play is getting physical. Another yellow card is coming out, this time for Schuma. He's in the referee's book. And the Tigers will have another free kick from midfield.
Peak was setting up there to receive the ball from Graham Tyler's header, and Schuma just ran him down from behind. Again, I think one of those cases where the referee just says, yeah, that's a little too obvious for my taste.
So 3 yellow cards for Episcopal today.
Two in quick succession.
That's right. Nolan Day on the ball. The free kick goes toward Andy Park. It's headed out by Episcopal. Going to be collected by Kalema on the near sideline. Carter Friddle fighting, and he wins a throw. Yes, he does. And Will Peak tried to juggle it to himself. Instead, it's going to be cleared by Wickham. Woody Scruggs back in to Foley. Foley one touch to Day. Day one touch to the near sideline to Andy Park. Day on his foot. Who's got it? Nobody can get the shot away until now. Peak has it. Peak gets it away finally, but it's about 5 yards wide as he shot from the top of the 18.
A disruptive defense there by the Maroons. Tochi Aguilana from Vienna, Virginia, the junior there, got on top of it as Peak tried to get the shot off, as Joe Foley tried to get a hold of it. Just wouldn't let anybody get a clean swing at the ball.
So I'm glad you're listening to us today. Remember, we're back with you 4:30 on Thursday as the Tigers are in their Prep League opener here at the Class of 2006 track against Christ Church.
We're going to see another substitution now. It looks like Aguilana stepping off and Garcia Del Rio coming back to anchor the center of the defense for the Maroons.
Tigers trying to cling to a 1-0 lead. Joe Foley passes up to Bradley Stager. Stager outside to Park. Park on the right side now. He's going 1 against 2. Can he beat the 2? If he can, he's got Peak ready for a shot at the top of the box. But he is finally dispossessed, working hard to win the possession back. But Episcopal comes away with the ball, and the Tigers retreat behind the ball. All but now Stager and Foley behind the ball. Carter Friddle goes for the interception, doesn't get it as Kalema goes over to Maison. Maison passes over to Schuma. Schuma's pass is a little too far for the onrushing Maroon, and it's collected by Thomas Lee. Thomas Lee restarts the attack quickly, but a poor touch by Nolan Day. He gets it right back. Nice work by Day on the slide tackle. He gets it to Peak. Peak goes around a man. He gets it past Stager, but his pass was right between Stager and Friddle. Day again in possession. He goes out wide to Andy Park. If Andy Park can get there, he's got a cross, but instead it's going to be put out of bounds by Preston Laws, the junior from McLean, and the ball is way into the fields. I mean, he wasn't kidding on that clearance. Andy Park throws in toward Nolan Day, but the ball is cleared by Episcopal, and Gatan Rue on the attack on the far left side. Scruggs running with him, even with his knock. He's just as fast as Rue almost. And Rue passes it into Maison. Maison running as fast as he can toward the center. He's at the top of the D now. Top of the D for Shuma. Shuma turns. He passes out to the left-hand side to his on-rushing support. That's Sabisi. Sabisi has a man on him. He passes to Maison. Maison with the shot, and it's over the goal. No damage done, although that's the best attack Episcopal's had in a while.
First legitimate shot from an actual passing play I've seen really from some set pieces. The EHS Maroons managed to make a few plausible shots on goal. Really, that's the first time we've seen their attack have a direct effect. What we're starting to see right now is that both of these offenses have figured out, I hope they're figuring it out, that, to use an old cliche, it's much easier to beat a team by passing than by dribbling. And when the Woodbury passing attack starts clicking, it's really hard to defend.
Thomas Lee with the goal kick. 25 minutes in, Tigers clinging to a 1-0 lead. Joe Foley scored in the first minute. No scoring since then. These teams have been evenly matched. A lot of attacking football at the class of 2006 track. On the far side of the field, that's Carter Friddle, who heads the ball down to himself, and he wins a throw as the ball went off of Preston Laws. The throw in, there's 2 balls in the field right now.
One should do, I think.
Yeah, Ford Boney's trying to sort out which ball he's going to give to Jimmy King. Jimmy King now takes the throw. Throw is toward Joe Foley. He gets the ball back to Will Peak. Will Peak is dispossessed by Shuma. Shuma goes up to Rue. Rue back to Sabisi. Sabisi on the ball. He gets the ball to Rue, and Episcopal is on the attack. Lots of white jerseys behind the ball, but Episcopal is running through them right now. Rue tries the through ball. It gets to Maison. Maison has it back to Rue. Rue's clear for a shot if he wants it. He can't get it off because Scruggs is there, and there comes Edo Douglas. Douglas loses the ball at the top of the box, though. He interfered with the attack. He prevented the shot on goal, then he lost it, but it comes back as Will Peak clears to Stager. Stager's going 1-on-2 because he's the only man up, and he's going to win that ball. He goes through 2 guys. He's held. He's going to play advantage, and he goes down in the box. No penalty. Referee says, get up, get up, get up. And he's right. The referee got that call right. The advantage call was correct because Bradley Stager was going down, and he kept playing. The advantage was called, but then when Stager went down in the box, there was no significant contact, so no penalty called. It's going to be a throw into the Tigers.
Wow, that was a terrific ball by Will Peak, turning the defensive-minded Woodbury squad suddenly into an attacking force with Stager, who just did a terrific job of splitting 2 defenders to bring that ball from the wing back toward the center.
And now Episcopal on the move again. Here they come down the left-hand side. That's Oliphant leading the attack. Excuse me, that's Del Rio leading the attack. He's a defender, but he's leading the attack. And here's Maison. Maison has a shot on goal. It's deflected out for a corner. That was Scruggs on the deflection.
So Tiger defense there, creating a little bit of a havoc of its own there. But this does put Woodbury in a rather defensive position.
20 minutes.
Time in a while. Corner kick here by the Maroon, the first they've had at this end.
Yeah.
27 minutes into the second half. 1-0 Tigers, but Rue is on the corner kick. Almost everybody flooding the box for Episcopal. The header is missed. He couldn't get his head on it. That was Maison who tried to get his head on it, and he couldn't. Throw in to the Tigers.
I think he took a moment there trying to decide if he wanted to go for the volley or for the header, and it was that moment of indecision that cost him.
17.
Now stepping off the field, and here comes Justin Park once again. Bradley Stager is also going to take a breather, and Gresham Walmsley now coming back in at the striker position for the Tigers.
So Tigers defense is going to reset to back to what it was. It looks like Justin Park has worked through his leg issue. And Tigers take possession through Walmsley. Walmsley to Day. Day to Peak. Peak up the field for Foley. Foley has beaten his man, but he's on the left-hand side. He's got support. He's got Day down the middle. He's got King down the middle. He beats the man. He's got it on his left foot. He centers, and it's in! And it's in! It's Jimmy King! Jimmy King with his first goal of the season. It's 2-0 Tigers.
Nice work by Joe Foley. As pretty as the assist was, the play where he dodged the defender to get into a position to make that assist was just breathtaking. Splendid work on the ball by Joe Foley to set up Jimmy King on that quick cross down the center. Wow, 2-0 Woodbury. And what a long, hard slog it has been since the first minute to get that second goal.
Well, I was giving Joe Foley some heck for not scoring in an hour. I mean, what's wrong with him? And okay, we'll take that. He didn't score,
He got
but
a point.
he set that up. And Jimmy King with a great finish, and he was right in front of the goal. Good run by King, but it was Foley who set that up, going around the defender and then smashing that ball left-footed across the face of the goal.
Was that Day that launched the long ball to now lost track of the video?
I totally lost track. It was either Day or Peak because they were doing a 1-2 with each other, and I forget which one ended up on the pass. Now Day is on the ball again. He goes to Peak, back to Day, who leaves the ball for Stager, or for Douglas. Douglas tried to pass it back to Day, but it was deflected. Now down 2-0. The Episcopal Maroon are going to have to be a little bit desperate. It's Sabisi on the ball. They got 15 minutes to come back, though. A goal and bring one back could make this a tight game. Now it's Kalema on the ball on the near side. He's got Merritt on him. He goes around Merritt, Kalema does, but his centering pass was a little too far for Sabisi. Sabisi collects on the far sideline. He gets the ball back to Shuma. Shuma centers the ball to Rue. Rue at the top of the key, top of the D, if you will, because we're not playing basketball right now. It's going to be Shuma back in possession.
And once again, Justin Park in there creating trouble for Gaton Rue.
It's Zach Merritt who puts the ball out. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Jimmy King on the far sideline. Jimmy King has come back to play defense. After finishing the goal on the offensive end, Jimmy King comes back to play some defense, kicks the ball out for a corner. It's taken short by Episcopal High School. Trying to go around King. King is playing some tenacious D back there, and it's a throw into Episcopal.
A lot of guys score a goal and they quit playing defense entirely. I don't think that's worked at all for Jimmy.
Going to be in the possession of Wickham. Wickham is going to try to score. Instead, it's going to be deflected by Foley. Foley's going to take that ball against Wickham. Oh, he tried to go through Wickham's legs, and he almost made it. Joe Foley scored a bicycle kick in the sports camp final game when he was about 13 years old. So you know that Joe Foley can score goals. He's got one today, plus the most beautiful assist you'll ever see, and it's 2-0 in favor of the Tigers. A little less than 15 minutes to go. If the Tigers can hold on, we've got the victory for 2 consecutive years over the Maroon. Edo Douglas puts Nolan Day through. Nolan Day had a chance to get Gresham Walmsley in on goal. His pass was deflected, but now Nolan Day collects again on the near sideline. Goes through the legs of one defender, and it's going to be out for a Woodbury corner kick.
There's some nice work going on there, and I got to give credit on that play. John Henry Oliphant had every reason in the world to let Nolan Day by on that one, that give and go. Did not fall for it, and disrupted the Tiger attack pretty effectively.
So Nolan Day is going to be on the corner. They're going to send up Justin Park. He's been up for most of the free kicks, but the Tigers are leaving 4 back. Will Peak in the midfield, and there's going to be 3 defenders all the way back. Here's the kick. It's coming in. Joe Foley gets a head on it, but it's also deflected. Now Jimmy King centers the ball. Joe Foley on it. Joe Foley had another bite of the apple, a third bite of the apple, and it's cleared. Still in the possession of Day. Day's going to put it back in on a chip. It's headed out by Episcopal High School and finally cleared. And there is, what kind of card is that? It's going to be Justin Park. He's going to get yellow. The referee was angry on that one because I think Justin Park kicked the goalkeeper.
Yeah, contact with Simpson. I didn't see the contact, but I could see Simpson's response. He's been slow to get up. He's bending over.
What he called a PK.
And Justin Park with his hands in the air and say, I didn't mean to do that, but if you are going to play soccer, you need to know that the goalkeeper is an endangered species. You do not mess with the goalkeeper.
So it's good. Gene Hawes was not happy with Justin Park's physical play there, but it's only a yellow, the first yellow of the day for the Tigers, and it's still 2-0 in favor of Woodbury as the clock ticks. It feels like the clock's not moving at all. The Tigers need to. Tigers are trying to defend the 2-0 lead. They've been on the front foot though the last few minutes. Zach Merritt back to Nolan Day. Day is going up the field, and he's got Edo Douglas on the left-hand side. Is he going to take the shot? No, what a good tackle. No, it's going to be a penalty.
Called a penalty?
Hey, yeah, wow. I thought that was a clean tackle.
I did too. It was a hard tackle, but I thought he got all ball.
And it's going to be a penalty for the Tigers, and the Tigers could put this game away with only 10 minutes remaining. It's going to be Nolan Day to step up to the spot. Good work winning it, then.
Yeah, a beautiful spot there for Douglas, and Douglas moved forward preparing to center the ball. I don't know if he was going to get a shot off, but it became a moot point after he was brought down from behind.
Well, and yeah, if you're going to slide tackle from behind in the box, you take your chances, and if it's a penalty, it's a penalty. Here's Nolan Day, and it's saved! What a save by Simpson! As Nolan Day tried to tuck that into the far corner of the net, and he went the right way, did Simpson, and the score remains 2-0, still not put away for the Tigers. Justin Park with some physical defense. He's playing on a yellow, but he gets the ball to Peak. Peak, the captain, goes over toward Foley. Foley heads it to himself, but he's got 2 men to beat. He almost beats them, and the ball is put out of bounds, and Episcopal has saved another Joe Foley goal. Tigers relentless on the attack. They are not standing back and parking the bus with a 2-0 lead. Instead, Jimmy King tries to center the ball, and it's intercepted by the Maroon.
So we are seeing here a Woodbury team that seems newly energized. That second goal has done nothing to make them satisfied. They are going after every possible offensive possession.
Gatan Rue now tries to put his man in, and he almost did. That was Kalema, who almost had the left-footed shot, but alert to the danger was Graham Tyler, who put the ball out of, he tried to put the ball out of bounds, but it's going to be Joe Foley taking it. Or I'm sorry, that's Foley. That was Scruggs. Scruggs is way up the field now, and he tried to get Foley on it. He got the ball back to Peak. Now Scruggs is retreating, but putting in Foley is Day. Foley is one-on-one with the keeper, and good work by Patrick Simpson. He's had a whale of a game as he denies Joe Foley the opportunity for the chip. Foley's touch was a little far for him, and he couldn't just chip the ball over the onrushing Simpson.
I give Foley credit for backing off there because we already knew a yellow card on that last close play. You don't want to take a chance on it in a second.
Well, it wasn't Foley you got arrested. Yeah, but you don't. Yeah,
but you know that call is likely to be made given the level of protection the referee clearly expects to give the goalkeeper.
All right, that's going to be a throw-in for Wickham on the near sideline for Episcopal. 2 subs come in for the Maroon. They're getting tired out here on a warm day in mid-September. 35 minutes in to the second period. 2-0 Tigers. Joe Foley on 1 goal. And Joe Foley's pass to Jimmy King for the 2nd goal. Foley is on the ball right now. He shoulders off Louis Rogers and wins it to Peak. Peak is going to take it himself. He goes out to Edo Douglas. Edo Douglas was the one whose run led to the Nolan Day penalty. Day on the ball now. Day, a touch too far. Got the ball cleared by Episcopal. Now Episcopal is on rushing through Kalema. Kalema's got 2 to aim for, but he ends up getting Justin Park. Park to Merritt. Merritt across the pitch to Jimmy King. Jimmy King's played an energetic game, shall we say. Touchline to touchline. Takes the ball on the far sideline. He gets the ball to Foley.
We'll see, I suspect, one more attempt to put the ball in the middle to either Mr. Peak or Mr. Day. And I suspect soon after that someone will cross.
Yeah, here comes Foley. Foley playing wide right now. He puts the ball up for King. King is going to cross. He does cross. He's got an on-rushing Douglas. Oh, Douglas mistimed his run, and it's going to go out of bounds. A nice pass by Jimmy King. The cross was not at the edge of the 6-yard box, which is, I think, where Douglas was expecting it. So Douglas and King, just a little miscommunication, but still a nice idea to try to get the on-rushing Douglas.
I think he was moving more toward the center of the pitch rather than toward the touchline, and that was just slightly off of where Jimmy King thought it was going to be.
So, yeah, Episcopal plays the long ball, and it's through. It's through to Teddy Wilhelm. Teddy Wilhelm, it runs over. It's going to be a free kick that way because there were 2 men down in the box. There was no slide tackle. It was just 2 men tripping over the ball, I thought. Graham, Tyler, and Wilhelm, excuse me. Tyler and Wilhelm both go in for the ball, and the referee calls the foul Woodbury's way.
Wilhelm, following on that one, he was the only Maroon player within 40 yards of the ball, I think, and the 3 Woodbury defenders were just a little too far up to having to hustle to get back into position to defend Wilhelm on that long run.
And Wilhelm's fresh. He's been on the bench most of the day, so he's got, not only is he speedy, but he's running past some Woodbury guys. A back header by Foley puts Gresham Walmsley in on goal. Can he get there? Once again, his touch was a little too far, and Simpson rushed out and got the ball.
Simpson showing no fear here, running right at the feet of the Woodbury offense, because they're coming at him fast.
So once again, Justin Park's header puts Woodbury in business at midfield. Towards Scruggs. Scruggs back to Tyler, and Tyler's going to take the safe route back to Lee. Lee plays kickball and gets it up toward Day. Day on the header, gets the ball to Walmsley. Walmsley to Douglas. Douglas to Peak. Peak will go over toward Joe Foley. Joe Foley has Walmsley in again, but a last-second clearance by Episcopal's defense, and it's going to be a throw-in to Woodbury Ford.
Edward Wickham, we've not called his name that often, but he has been a really steady presence on the EHS defense. He's disrupted any number of plays for Woodbury.
Douglas with the pass toward Foley. Foley collides with the goalkeeper. It was a totally clean challenge from both of them because Foley was going for the ball, and he ended up being hit, well, not quite. I'll say the word punched because that's what you say when the goalkeeper is going out to slap the ball away. That's a punch. But it ended up colliding with the upper neck or with the head of Joe Foley. And so I don't want to say Joe Foley was punched in the head because he technically was not.
And he's up and walking around right now, as is Simpson. They're both upright. They're both playing. But wow, that collision was a little scary.
Yeah, they collided hard. Good hard play by the Tigers forward. It's going to be a throw-in to the Tigers. Jimmy King goes to Gresham Walmsley. Walmsley's first touch is a little strong, but it goes right back to King. And King will take possession. Woodbury is pressing so hard offensively that Episcopal can't even get into their offense despite trailing 2-0 to the Tigers.
Ball continues to bounce around in there. He just keeps getting touches on it, but they can't actually seem to get possession of it.
Joe Foley on it, gets the ball back to Scruggs. Scruggs is going to be safe, goes to Tyler. Tyler back to Lee. Lee's going to punt it, or just going to kick it away in just a moment. He's got some Episcopal forwards trying to run into it, and he gets Douglas, Lee does, to Merritt. Merritt to Foley. Foley is in. Foley is in as he ran right by Del Rio. Foley is one-on-one with the keeper. Can he chip him? Can he chip him? Foley on two guys now. It took him so long that he couldn't get the shot off, but now Peak with the shot! And a diving save to his right by Simpson. Will Peak with the left-footed shot. He thought he had the near corner, and I thought he did too, but Simpson with yet another save.
John Henry Oliphant back on D again, creating an opportunity for EHS to survive another Woodbury assault.
But now here comes the Episcopal assault. It's Rue. Rue gets the ball to Sabisi, and that's Justin Park, who cleans up the mess. Park on the ball, gets it up to Day. Episcopal's going to have to defend. They don't want to defend. They're down 2-0. And here comes Gresham Walmsley. Oh, but he's offside. That's why he's there.
I saw that developing, but I saw that flag.
Walmsley made the move just a little early. There's only less than 5 minutes remaining in normal time here at the Class of 2006 track. It's 2 for Woodbury. It's nothing for Episcopal High School. Now the question is, can Woodbury keep the clean sheet?
I'm sure Thomas Lee is eager to see that 0 next to his name, if you can possibly arrange it. And a long ball by Peak
Yeah, that served as a punch. He was actually going for Foley. Foley didn't make the run that Peak thought he was going to make, but it wastes 30 seconds of time. Edo Douglas playing some strong offense, and he gets shoved down, no call. Justin Park gets, and Justin's called for that. Justin got all ball, but he also got the body of the Episcopal offensive player. I don't know who that is. He's down, though, grasping his leg. So the game's going to go on here. I see
Less
42
than 5
minutes on the running clock. We've got 3 minutes left in normal time.
3.
Some injury time as there's been a couple players down on this hot day.
Fairly sure that's Ashley Sabisi on that play. Sabisi was going for the ball from one side. Park came from a sharp angle to put his foot out. Got the ball, but I think managed to disrupt Sabisi's balance in the process. And he's now down, clutching a hamstring. It looks like, that's a cramp. That's what that is.
Yeah, Brad Jones is stretching the cramp.
Yeah.
The game has had a lot of good defense on both sides, I think. I think that the Wickham, Oliphant, Del Rio group played very well, especially through the second part of the first half and the first part of the second half against the Tigers. And certainly for Woodbury, there's been 5 of them on defense because Woody Scruggs went out for a while with a knock, and it was Kevin Tracy who covered some of the speedy Episcopal High School forwards in his stead. Justin Park has had a monster day on defense. Graham Tyler and Zach Merritt as well. Back there working hard all day. And I think it's the defense that's been the story. Woodbury managed to break through in the first minute, and they've managed to break through a bunch of times recently as Episcopal has had to concentrate on their offense. They've had to put all hands on deck to try to get that, try to get an equalizer. Although they're down 2-0, they really got to put people forward. And and Woodbury's been taking advantage with long balls and runs on goal.
CBC is indeed stepping off the field here. The junior from Ohio is on top right now. Taking a bit of a breather. That frame is definitely not clearing up right. Instead, EHS now trying to get this free kick. Probably about 40 yards, 45 yards from the goal. Slightly into the wind. Probably doing more to take the ball from left to right than to actually stall it. But they are going to have to watch this.
So there's the kick. It's going to be wide. It was a shot. It was actually a shot by Simchek, the junior from McLean. But yeah, it wasn't. It was wide.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that strategy because you're not going to catch Thomas Lee unaware of where a ball is when he's got 40 yards to watch it coming at him. So I'm surprised they didn't try to set up something a little bit more in their offense rather than trying to get it off the free kick.
We thank all the listeners today, including the Postic family, including Mark Manham, including the Tyler family, including, we think, Mandy Alexander listening in today. Thanks to all. It's 2-0, only a few minutes left in the game. Tigers trying to maintain their clean sheet as the game comes to a close. Out of bounds by Zach Merritt, throw in to Episcopal High School. Throw in goes into the box, headed out by Nolan Day, who's playing some defense now. Edo Douglas playing some physical defense against Wickham, and the ball goes out of bounds, throw into Episcopal as we have hit the 45-minute mark. We are in added time now.
We'll see how much injury time we get for the moment. We're going to see if EHS can successfully knock on Woodbury's door.
Maison had it, but it was intercepted by Peak. Peak clears toward Walmsley, Walmsley to King, and King tries to punt it up the field, but it's taken by Episcopal High School through Rue. Rue goes around Park. That hasn't happened much today, but now he's going to have to go around Merritt. Merritt doing a good job of keeping the angle down, and there he is. Oh, and missed the shot. He missed his shot. Shuma had a clear goal to shoot for, and he just whiffed. But now Episcopal on the ball again.
I think the disruption there on the right-hand side also by Joe Foley may have contributed to that miss as well, because I thought Shuma had that, but Foley was right there all the way after the miss.
I thought for all the world it was a 2-1 ball game in added time, but nope, it's still 2-0 as Foley's defense just disrupted Shuma enough that he whiffed on the shot, and now Peak has the ball. When they go to the corner flag, he goes around Preston Laws, and he does go to the corner flag. Is he going to center it? No, he's just going to stay there. He's just trying to take the game away. Throw in to Woodbury Forest.
One thing I noticed on that play that I occasionally forget because his skill level is high, Will Peak is fast.
Yes, he
can run.
He often doesn't need to run because he plays midfield. He just needs to possess the ball, but when he wants to, yeah, he's a speedy character.
A nice reminder.
Joe Foley on the throw into Walmsley. Walmsley, does he win the corner? No, it's a goal kick, and Episcopal will come out quickly. We are in the second minute of added time here in the second half. 2-0 Tigers. Joe Foley with the goal, Jimmy King with the goal off of the Joe Foley assist. Nolan Day also had an assist today. It's 2-0. Tigers trying to close this one out. Episcopal High School on the attack. They just had a really good opportunity. They've had their chances. Episcopal High School is a good team. They've had their chances. A collision between Park and somebody. I think it was Laws, but I'm not sure. And he's still down on the field. No, that's Wickham.
Edward Wickham there, yeah. Both guys going for the ball on the ground, sliding in toward the ball, and in that case, Park came out with it. Successfully. Wickham is now up on his own feet and marching back into his defensive position.
Is it going to be a contested drop ball? We haven't seen that.
First of the year. Nope.
No, it's going to be Day putting the ball back toward Episcopal High School because they were in possession. So Day puts it back toward the Episcopal goal. Oh, Walmsley almost intercepted the goalkeeper's outlet pass. We are now in the 4th minute of injury time. And there were several delays here in the second half. Nolan Day takes the ball. Can he split two guys? No, he hesitates for a moment and instead goes around and he's trying to pass it. It's finally taken away as they had to go 3-on-1. He couldn't get the pass away. Nolan Day could not. He's got an assist today, no goals. The Episcopal on the attack now through Shuma. Shuma almost had it earlier, a shot, but it's not much of one because Thomas Lee can easily collect. There was nobody there challenging him. The closest man was Kalema, who is still 20 yards away. And Thomas Lee just punts the ball up the field, and there it is. There's the referee's whistle. That's 2 years in a row.